Hey everyone, and welcome back to CoinCrafts, the channel where we dig into the stories hidden in our pockets. Today we're talking about a coin that every single Australian has held, spent, and probably found in the couch. It's the 10-cent coin. But we're not talking about just any 10-cent piece. We're zeroing in on one specific year, a year that marks a fascinating turning point in Australian history and numismatics. Today, we're uncovering the secrets of the 1972 Australian 10-cent coin. Is it a coin you should be carefully pulling from your change jar? Or is it just another piece of common currency? We're going to cover its history, its design, its mintages, and of course, the million-dollar question, or the multi-dollar question. What is it actually worth? To understand the 1972 coin, we have to set the scene. The early 1970s were a time of massive change for Australia. We had a new, progressive prime minister in Gough Whitlam. We were moving away from the old imperial systems. Decimal currency had already arrived in 1966, replacing the pounds, shillings, and pence. And in 1972, a huge symbolic shift was on the horizon. Until this point, all Australian decimal coins featured the portrait of a British monarch. In this case, Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin. But 1972 was the last year this particular portrait would be used on our 10-cent coin. That's right. The 1972 10C is the last of its kind in the series. From 1973 onwards, while the design stayed the same for a while, this specific portrait was phased out. This immediately gives the 1972 coin a certain end of an era status that collectors love. The reverse side, designed by the renowned Stuart Devlin, features one of Australia's most iconic and fascinating birds, the superb lyrebird. Look at the incredible detail in the tail feathers. Devlin's design is a masterpiece of miniature art. The lyrebird is shown in its display posture, with its tail fanned forward over its head. You can see the sense, and above it, the year 1972. And on the obverse, as we mentioned, is the young Queen Elizabeth II with the Machin portrait. You'll see the legend, Elizabeth II Australia, around the rim. The coin is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that classic silvery, slightly grayish look and a weight of 5.65 grams. In 1972, the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra produced a whopping 25.4 million 10-cent coins. Now, to a new collector, that might sound like a lot. And it is. In the grand scheme of things, 1972 is not a rare date. Compared to a key date like the 1966 wavy baseline 20 cent or the 1981 no MT 1 cent, the 1972 10C is exceptionally common. Millions were released into circulation and millions survived. So if you have a big bag of old change, the odds of finding a 1972 10C are pretty good. Let's tackle the question you all clicked for. What is the circulated value of a 1972 Australian 10-cent coin? This is a coin that's been through the wars. The lyrebird's details are flat, the lettering is soft, it might have scratches, dings, and is generally just tired. It's literally worth its face value as a currency. There's no premium here. This is the most common type you'll find. It has a moderate even wear. All the major features are clear, but the highest points of the design, like the fine lines and the tail feathers, have lost their sharpness. A small premium for being an older, cool date, but still very affordable. This coin has only seen a little bit of action. It still has most of its original luster, the details are sharp, and it has no major blemishes. Think of a coin that was in a wallet for a few years, then stored away. So, for the vast majority of 1972 10-cent coins out there, the ones jangling in your change jar, you're looking at a value range of face value to about 50 cents. It's not going to pay for a new car, but it's a fantastic, accessible coin for a young collector to start with, or for a seasoned collector to try and find. Coin that isn't worth 50 cents, but is worth over $1,000. This is the part that makes coin hunting so exciting. We need to talk about the 1972 10C over date. Early in the minting process for 1972, the Royal Australian Mint discovered problem. They didn't have enough 2 numerals for the dies. So, in a resourceful move, they took existing 1971 dated working dies and overpunched them with a 2, converting the 1 into a 2. On some of these coins, the underlying one is still partially visible beneath the 2. It's most commonly seen as an extra bump or ledge on the bottom curve of the 2. This is known as the 1972-1 over date. This variety is significantly rarer than the standard 1972 coin. While a normal circulated 1972 10C is worth small change, a circulated example of the 1972-1 over date can be worth $100 to $400 depending on its grade. And in mint state, they can easily sell for $1,000 to $2,000 plus. So, the next time you find a 1972 10C coin, don't just dismiss it. Take a magnifying glass, look closely at that too. Do you see anything unusual? A ghost of a number underneath? You might just be holding a small fortune. So, how should you approach this coin as a collector? The type collector *** for someone building a one of each type set of Australian decimal. The 1972 is an essential and cheap part of the 10-cent series. Try and find the best, most lustrous, lightly circulated example you can for $1 or $2. It's a satisfying find. The condition hunter *** challenge yourself. Don't just accept a worn-out coin. Go through your change, ask friends and family, and see if you can assemble a set of 1,972 10C coins in every grade. It teaches you how to grade coins, which is the most important skill in numismatics. The Variety Hunter ***, this is for the thrill seekers. Your mission is clear. Find a 1972-1 over date. It's a long shot, but the payoff is massive. Check every single 1972 10C that crosses your path. So there you represents the end of an early decimal era. Features a stunningly beautiful design, and for 99.9% of them, carries a sentimental value that far exceeds its monetary worth. But for that tiny fraction that are different, they remind us that treasure hunting is real, and it can start with a simple glance at your spare change. What was once just 10 cents becomes a window in a 1970s Australia, a piece of art, and a mystery waiting to be solved. And that, right there, is the magic of coin collecting. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to Coin Canvas for more. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a 1972 10C coin? Or better yet, do you think you might have the overdate variety? ***, let me know in the comments below.